A neighbor just across the street sent us a welcoming card in the first day, right? And then the next thing it turned out, our direct neighbor is a Buddhist. And so it was just odd. And then we just trusted the process. And so far, I don't remember one negative comment so far from anyone in the neighborhood. And basically, we often stopped, just the people come up, want to talk with us, introduce themselves. And we don't have any particular fixed plans. We just want to let it unfold naturally. And so I think so far so good. And I don't see any reason why we should not be able to have a real contribution to the neighborhood.
Something that's been very joyful is the response of the Sangha. It was pretty incredible. They had said for some years that they wanted us to move to Halifax. Do they really want us? Will it make a difference? Can we give something that's needed? Where are we going to do that? How are we going to do it? Questions. But there was so much joy with our intention to move into the South End.
There was a specific request from especially the Shambhala community here to come to the city so that people could come and practice and do feast here and things like that. Now, due to the COVID situation, it's a little smaller right now, but we do, of course, online, and we'll always continue to do online classes and practice. So that's another new element that we're now doing. People are engaging. People have come to volunteer, to help paint and prepare the spaces. And people are starting to come for practice, and it's nice. It's nice, the engagement that we're feeling here with the space. And people are enthusiastic. That's another really lovely. We are enthusiastic and they are. And, it sort of radiates out, it feels. Even the people who live in this neighborhood appreciate that we're here, it looks like.
We get a lot of warnings. One of it was, how dare you monastics live in this beautiful environment? Do you need to communicate with the neighbors? And we listened to this advice and were careful. So at the beginning we did the same as Gempa Abbey. We just moved in and did make a big splash. And then we were actually surprised. We ended up fixing up the house outside, and people just, I don't know why, there were it seemed millions comments. People walked by and thank us for how beautiful we make the place, and thank us for the effort. And that was a huge surprise.
A lot of city centers don't have a continual presence. And since we are living here, and there is almost always someone in the building. So I feel that there is a continuity of presence of at least the monastics who live here. And there is also a continuity of practice, because we do our daily practices no matter what. People come or don't come. We have our daily schedule and we open it up for people to join in. I think it also imbibes the space with the practice atmosphere. And that is also something that radiates out. We've had people who visited who said they immediately felt that. So it's nice to hear that the space is already starting to feel that way here. After how many? 5 months now that we've been here, so yeah.
Trungpa Rinpoche lived here literally 2 or 3 minutes walking distance away. He lived on the same street.
I think the protectors have been very active. And certainly we've been very active.
As monastics, you know, we have all been trained in ritual and in tormas making and things like that. So that's something else that we could offer where there is a need for people to learn about these things. And it's happened a few times already. So, yeah. We're already doing a lot of classes with an online element. And we've been doing that in Fall River, and a lot of people have found us also thanks to Ocean.
The fact that we didn't get here last year has increased our intention and has increased others' interest in having us here, particularly this curious isolation we'd all had. The director of Georgia Demeling was here to visit, and in the weeks before that, several to's and fro's with the Shambhala Center that's local. You know, we're not here as a representation of duality, nor do any of us know what's happening with any of our centers. If we thought we knew all of that, the last years have shifted that. They have for me, in this moment anyway, right? So the fact that we're engaging together is simply putting our strengths together. As Zampa was saying, those places where we do meet and match, building those stronger. That's the best we can do. That's another part of Sangha.
We're building a new shrine room, and once that's finished, we have already heard that there are various Buddhist groups in the city that want to make use of it, and for their own feasts, for their own classes or practices. And it will have its own entry, so people can just come in and go whenever it works for them, and they don't need to even interact with us if they don't want to. So I think it's perfect because we actually just can let people have their own space that way, while we can continue practices up here in the main floor.
Maybe the most exciting part of our project, this is the Mahasangha Shrine Room, or will be the Mahasangha Shrine Room. This is the future here. The room, which will be our biggest shrine room, where Rime in action, or Mahasangha in action, will manifest. The property is the home of KCCL. It will also be the home of other local Buddhist groups. And this has not been really done neither in Tibet nor anywhere else, following the advice given to us by our Feng Shui advisors, which involves, for example, we'll be taking down the staircase so that there's just an open space, a sacred space between the outside shrine room and the inside shrine room. We will also put up a Japanese Shinto style, the traditional torii gate. Torii gates are the transition between the worldly and the sacred.
There's this statement I'd seen years ago. Someone said they wanted to be like a torch, and just use their energy until they passed, right? So far, this place is doing that. It's using all the energy we can put into it, and there's much more to come.